welcome, welcome. There is a chat box. You all can let us know there where you're tuning in from. If you have questions as we go along tonight, there is a spit box, so we recommend that you put any questions that you really want to have answered, put them in there so that we see them. But otherwise, feel free to engage with each other. We have Christine here, who's our social media manager, our skincare brand, so she's going to help answer questions. Market America, aka Lee Rader, you all know. So but we want to thank our panelists for joining us. We have the Mark Ashley taking time out of his crazy schedule. We're grateful to see you, Mark. I know everyone's looking forward to it. And Dennis Franks, like the Zoom master.
Little DJ.
Technology. Andrew Chi, you guys know from Canada, right? Mr. Jim Winkler from some corporate facility there.
Jay Winks.
And Andrew Weissman. We all love Andrew Weissman. And then we have two UFOs joining us tonight who were invited because they are really leading the way on social media as men in favor of skincare, and they love our Lumi to be Ohms lines. We have Mr. Jason Peer, Mr. Nick Friday leading the way. So we want this to be fun. Skincare is cool. We want you guys to know that we have a line just for you. Women, we can use it too because there's products in this line that we don't have access to otherwise. Don is being Vanna White here.
Yeah, don't forget about me. I'm on too.
Oh, and Mr. Don Martin.
Come on.
Da, 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 da. So at this point, I'm going to turn it over because we're always learning, as we can all agree. And Christina Lempesis is our featured host as the esthetician, bringing all her education to us this evening. So I'm excited to learn from her as well. But really what we want to do is walk you through the line so that you see step by step how to use the products. And our panelists are going to apply them as Christina instructs.
And Lisa, okay. I just could have waited another moment. So our cleanser, our men's cleanser is not only for men. Honestly, it's for women too. And I have to admit, all my cheats of everything I'm going to talk to you about tonight, everything that I have in the shower for my husband, I use for myself. So our cleanser, our men's cleanser, is so soapy and perfectly like jelly, so it's not like too overcoming for the men where they feel like they have to like scrub like soap off their face. It's filled with like cucumber. It's filled with all these soothing properties where you feel like you have a cooling sensation. And a lot of men have a lot of issues with shaving, and believe it or not, more men have more acne than the women do. But all of these ingredients have soothing sensations in them that are soothing and calming, and that are not going to irritate and affect your skin. I even love like using it like for your beards.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, it smells so good too.
Is this is there a certain technique that you recommend, Christina, when you use the clarifying cleanse gel?
Honestly, it's a cleanser. Like, we don't need to get too technical, like, especially with men. I know with myself, I'm in a rush. You keep it in the shower. It's a cleanser. Lather a little bit. You do not need a lot on your hands. You put a little bit on your hands. You put it in the shower. You cleanse your face, and you feel refreshed once you get out of the shower and you're ready for that perfect shave, Andrew. You're ready for that shave. That's the key thing. Like, I actually enjoy using it because I'm so hairy, and in a way I'm like a guy. I want to wash my face, get out of the shower, and I'm ready to do, the next step. I don't want to have to like wait for things to dry and this and that. So it's perfect for the guys.
Right. Is it eucalyptus I smell in here besides the cucumber you mentioned?
So there's aloe, which
smells nice.
for the skin. Yeah. So you have aloe, which is soothing for the skin. You have cucumber, which is also an antiseptic, soothing, antiseptic for the skin as well. So you have all of those perfect qualities that are going to calm the skin before you start shaving it up.
Christine, I'm glad you mentioned that, keep this in the shower. I remember when I first started putting like cleansing over the sink, I would make a huge mess and my wife would get mad at me after. So that's where it belongs now. It's in the shower.
Absolutely. Like, let's be honest. Who has time to like take a shower, then you get out, then you're gonna clean your face? I'm sorry, it's not happening. Have it in the shower, cleanse your face, and then I'm gonna tell you the next step to do once you get out of the shower if you're not scrubbing 2 to 3 times a week before. So we'll get to that.
And I just want to chime in and say, it's really important for men to take care of their skin. I think there's kind of this thing out there that, they think that whatever they shampoo their hair with kind of runs down over their face and cleanses their skin. But you really do need a cleanser that's going to help kind of with the dirt and the oils that are just naturally on your skin too. So cleansing twice a day in the morning and then again at night is a huge, huge plus for all men.
You're absolutely right. And I know my husband's listening to me right now because usually my webinars are done in my studio upstairs. Not tonight, but it's okay. He needs to hear it because you do need to cleanse and tone your face 2 times a day. Our skin is the biggest organ of our body and it shows our age. So if you want to look young and if you want to be with a woman that's younger than you or older than you, it doesn't matter. You still need to make sure that your skin is intact. So you have to take care of your skin. You really do. It's
So Andrew, there's still a chance for you, buddy.
Thanks, Mark. Yeah, we appreciate that. We've always been a huge proponent of health being wealth, and yes, the skin's your biggest organ. And the beautiful part about, of course, our business is the fact you can nourish it from the inside out and the outside in, and both are necessary for healthy skin, right, Christina?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So,
Christina, real quick, I want to ask you, since I'm more mature than most on here, is it true that your skin does regenerate itself? So starting at a later age is still okay? Or is this only for the young to stay young?
no, like, I mean,
Questions?
all skincare is for all ages. Like the older that you get, like my dad, old school Greek, he's like, oh, I don't need to do anything. Meanwhile, he's actually on this call right now, and I was gonna have him as a guest speaker because I bought him Lumiere de Vie, and his skin has not changed because he hasn't used it. And he's like, do I need to use this? And I'm like, yes, Baba, you do need to use it. So as you get older, the more you age, the more your skin needs these nutrients. Like Dennis, we need to put all of these nutrients back into our skin as we age, as we get older. So no matter what age you're at, we need to do what we need to do to take care of it.
And even when you're younger, so that way you're maintaining it and protected. It isn't going to get old as quick, obviously. So this is for all ages. I mean, everyone should be doing this. And by the way, this isn't something that you have to, Andrew alluded to it a little bit, Andrew Chi. I mean, this isn't going to take a long time. If you make it a part of your regimen in the morning, it makes perfect sense. And all men need to be using
Mark,
it.
it's really amazing. It's really amazing because the few guys that I'm starting to get into my clinic to start to come, and more men are really, taking charge of their skin, and they're coming for facials. But it's so amazing to see, like, I take their before picture. They don't want me to post it. I won't post it. But then they come to me 2 weeks after, and after being on our skincare regimen, the change in their skin, the depletion in the vibrance of their skin, their hyperpigmentation, their acne, their whatnot. It's amazing, especially for the children. You guys have no idea what I have been doing for acne for our adolescent kids with our skincare products. You have no idea. It's been life-changing for them. So it's so important, no matter what age you are. You have skin, so you got to take care of it.
Well, I know Mark, cleanses in the morning and in the evening before he goes to bed. Dennis, you do the same thing, and Jim, you guys both
morning right now, shower area,
Well, the real important thing, guys, I'm just talking in, you can just tell me, because
We can hear you.
Yeah, no, you can hear me. But the real important thing is for guys to do it at night too, because that's
Yes.
when all the oil builds up, right? So you want to do it in the evening also.
Yes.
So you have a fresh
Yeah.
surface in the morning. Just washing your face in the morning is not going to cut it.
Think about everything that happens throughout the day and what you're exposed to. So make it a part of when you floss your teeth at night, make sure you cleanse.
Exactly. And Lauren, that's why we're coming out with Lumiere to V face scrub. So like to really exfoliate your skin, like you're saying, you need to do that 2 to 3 times a week. People think they need to do it every day. They don't. We're coming out with the most awesome Lumiere to V face scrub for men. That is unbelievable, that is gentle to the skin, whether you have dry skin or oily skin. And I'm substituting right now with my clients the Fix scrub, and I can't wait for the Lumiere de V one to come out.
Yeah, I think it's great. And I think what Mark was trying to allude to earlier was I think it's real important, like you said, when you watch the 28 Days of Skin, so many women participated, but he wanted to see more men participate. I think that's key, right, Mark? I mean,
Absolutely.
about the women. And not only did you guys get more customers on product, but your skin looked amazing. You posted the before and afters. It's never too late. Just because we're done with 28 days of skin ourselves doesn't mean you can't do it again. I'm getting ready to do it again because I did a laser treatment. So I'm now peeling. Now I want to go 28 days again so I can really clean up my skin. The real important thing is you're constantly regenerating new skin cells on your face.
Exactly.
You really want the guys here to understand, like, we're really fortunate. Our guys online right now take care of their skin very well, but they also understand the value of the LDV for men's line. Remember, there's a lot of products in there that have a dual purpose. The beard elixir can be used for flyaway hairs for men, for women too, by the way. I use it after I do a bikini shave. I think it's really important, and I know that sounds crazy, but it works. I think it's really important people understand the value of the product, right?
Without question. And here's a give you a fun fact.
Yeah, I'd like to have a fun fact.
Men have skin too. You like that?
Yeah. Andrew, I'm so happy you said that, because
Andrew, I like how you break things into the simplest form.
Yes.
Right.
Simple.
And honestly, like Andrew, like when we talk about it, the men that come for facials are like, there's more and more men that are taking care of their skin, and they want to make a difference. And honestly, this is where it's at. This is where it's at, showing them how to cleanse their skin, how to do a 2 to 3 times a week facial scrub that is on the market now that we're coming out with. I think it's like $35 or $30, $35 coming out with Lumiere de V. Like, we're so lucky to have such an amazing product, and it's made for the modern men where they're always suffering with their noses and they're conscious. Like, I don't know, I'm Greek, but my husband's Jewish. I know these old guys, they have these noses where it's
Tell your husband the product only works if he uses it.
It's all
That's
clogged
right.
up. Listen, he just came home from on call. He's not coming on. But I'm talking to you about, our dads have the clogged noses, the clogged pores. They don't need to suffer from that anymore, because we have a new scrub that's coming out. And that's
Which
exactly what we need.
Right?
And the scrub is actually available right now for pre-order. So I encourage all of you to go ahead and order it. It will be shipped out the first week in January sometime. So if you don't have this, you guys need it, because like Christina said, you need to exfoliate some of that dead skin cells that get trapped and can't get off. So like, to answer your question, Dennis, that is going to just accelerate that cell renewal, and it's gonna, whatever you're putting on after is gonna be able to absorb in better. It's gonna allow those skin cells to regenerate faster. And so I encourage all of you now to take your before picture, start using some of the things that you learned tonight. Then by the time you get the scrub, you're already gonna see a difference, but then you're gonna see even more of a difference when you get that in your hands.
Exactly.
Truly.
And Lee and Andrew, I'm telling you, like, I am like a quick women man, like like people think I'm a man too, because I have no time for shit. So in the shower, I'm washing my face, I'm scrubbing my face, I'm completing 2 steps immediately. So it's not like you need to commit so many hours to a skincare routine. You're in the shower, you're showering in the morning, you're gonna wash your face, you're gonna scrub your face 2 to 3 times a week. And then when you get out of the shower, then we're gonna take the necessary, precautions and the necessary steps.
Now,
What's
I'm sure.
about this is the fact that these, of course, our products, the ingredients are world class, as Mark has indicated in his presentations at our major events. And it takes no additional time if you do this in the shower. You know what I'm saying? And be a little organized, be prepared. I mean, it doesn't take any additional time out of your schedule to take care of your largest organ.
Absolutely.
And Christina just put the code or the link on the chat for anybody watching. If you don't have the code, you can get it for the scrub for the pre-order. It's in the chat.
And the great thing with pre-orders, and you all have seen really since the convention where we've allowed unfranchised owners and even some customers to be the first to get in these products. The great thing is you get the BV up front. You don't have to wait for the product to ship. But the great thing is, and what we've seen since we really turned on pre-ordering for everybody on different products, is they're selling out. They're selling out because people want to be the first ones to get them. So it's really generated a lot more BV through the organization and more, in turn, commissions for unfranchised owners, because people want to be the first to get this stuff, and they should be. They want to be the first ones to show it. So We're doing this with this line. We're doing it with other products too, but we've opened up this whole pre-order for everybody for all different lines. I think it's really making a difference and helping.
Well done, Mark.
And Mark, if you don't mind me intervening, people are looking for these products. People are buying them from other companies. Now is the time for us to open our mouths. And that's where I have my clients are saying, why didn't you tell me about the collagen peptides? Why haven't you told me about the men's skincare line? Why haven't you told me about this? There's so much to talk about, but people are looking for it. Now is the time, because we do have the best of the best of the quality, and at the most affordable price. So what is everybody waiting for?
So we do have a couple questions. Christina, do you recommend that they use the scrub in the shower? And when they use it in the shower in the morning, do they use it in place of their cleanser, or do they use it in addition to their cleanser?
A scrub is an exfoliant. It's supposed to be used 2 to 3 times a week. You always cleanse your face to take all the impurities off. 2 to 3 times a week, that's when you use an exfoliant.
Okay, so you would cleanse your skin first, rinse that off, then use the exfoliator, rinse that off. So yes, you could definitely do it in the shower. I think the steam from the shower is going to open up your pores a little bit too, and it's going to kind of help the product work a little bit better. Yeah. And then once you rinse that off, then your next step would be the toning step. We have another new and exciting product that we have on pre-sale.
That's what I was going for. That's what I was going for. Our new toner pads for our men. Oh my gosh. Like, this is like, I'm so using them for myself because of the fact that I just need something quick, something that's gonna tone my skin and gonna meet my needs, and it's gonna be a quick little thing. So the toner pads are gonna tone your skin. And a lot of people don't realize, after you exfoliate or after you cleanse your skin, the pH goes up to a 7.0. And in order for your skin to benefit any moisturizers or any serums that you put onto your skin, it needs to be compromised and go back to a pH of a 5.4. So that's what a toner's for. I always thought that every time I would go, like as a youngster, to like the counters and they want to sell me a toner, I was like, no, I don't need a toner. Not knowing that you need a toner in order for every other of your skincare product to penetrate through your skin. So you definitely need a toner.
I think it's critical, all kidding aside, that men take care of their skin. I mean, a lot of men like to work out, right? They work out and whatever, but if their skin doesn't look good, they're not going to be attractive. I don't care. I mean, you might want to call them a butterface. You know, everything's nice but their face. And we don't want that. You know, I mean, people, you work out, you look good, but if your face doesn't look good and your skin doesn't look good, I'm sorry, the women are not going to like you. So
Agreed, Mark.
men need to take care of their skin just like they take care of their bodies.
Yeah.
And I think we've got to do a better job of reinforcing that out to men. I still think that they haven't grabbed onto it or gravitated to it, but if they think of their skin like they think of their body, imagine what could happen there. I mean, really, I mean, I know a lot of my friends and people work at the company work out every day and we stay, but you know, you don't have the skin. Again, I don't want to use the word again. We don't want to be butterfaces, you know? So
You're absolutely right. And especially my teenagers that have the worst acne you could possibly imagine, they're all using the toner pads. And that is changing their skin because now they're understanding that you need to balance the pH after you're washing your skin or after you're working out. It's more important to balance the pH of your skin before you put any other product on there. Or if you want to take care of any of your skincare conditions, you have to balance your skin. And that's where the toner pads are crucial to the skincare.
Well, and the toner pads are also so convenient because you get 60 pads in a package. So you have 2 for each day, right? So it's a month's supply, but it's so convenient to just grab one. It's great for after shaving. So in the morning, it's going to actually help kind of soothe your skin. Now, I will tell you, you want to stay away from your eye area. It's not made to go in that area, but all you have to do is take one out and just swipe it over your face. Super, super easy. It'll dry really quick. And it just kind of refreshes your skin, but it'll prep your skin for the next, which is actually your serum. So that is going to be the next step in your process.
and
Lee, can I ask a
great for
question?
travel as well, right?
Oh,
I mean,
travel. Yes, for sure. Yep. You can ask me a question.
You said twice a day. So would you do it obviously in the morning, like we're talking about? When would you do it in the evening before bed?
Yep. So in the evening, you're going to cleanse, then you're going to use the toning pads, and then you're going to do the rest of your routine. So you always want to cleanse, tone, and moisturize twice a day. I would advise all of you here to actually use the serum as well. So we're going to cleanse, tone, use the serum, and then the moisturizer. So Christina will kind of go over how to use the serum and what the serum is for.
Jim, it's more important because we'll forget about it. It's more important even to do it in the evening than it is during when you wake up.
That's true. When you sleep, your skin, your body actually repairs itself. So it gives it time to absorb in your skin and the ingredients can work accordingly to what they're in there for.
And Lee, don't you agree? Like a lot of our clients are like, oh, well, we wash our skin at night, so I don't have to do it in the morning. Well, if you think about it, when you're using the right products like ours, when you cleanse your skin at night, it's pushing out all the impurities. So in the morning, you want to wash off all those impurities.
Exactly. And it's just going to keep your skin balanced overall. So like when Mark talks about butterface, it's so true. I mean, if your skin's not balanced, you're going to produce more oil or you're going to be more dry, and you really want it to be more in that normal state. The other thing that a lot of men have issues with are ingrown hairs from shaving. So you want to use things with cucumber extract, things in there that are made for men's faces. Men actually have thicker skin. They have more oil usually on their skin. Their skin is very different than women. So you definitely want to use products like these that, of course, are made for men, and women can actually use them too, but they're so gentle. Men usually have more sensitive skin than women. A lot of people don't realize that too. So just getting in the habit of doing these steps, you guys would be surprised at, the end of 28 days, you're just going to create that habit. It's just going to be something you do, right? It's not even going to be, you don't even have to think about it. It's just second nature, and you'll start to see results from it, just from even having more hydration and moisture content in the skin.
Yeah, and Lee, before we go on to the eye serum, which I absolutely love, and my mom asked, can I use this too? Of course I told her yes. But before we go into there, don't forget, men, that our cleansing gel can be used like for you to shave. So when we run out of our shave gel in the shower, don't think I'm not using our cleansing gel to shave my legs. Because of all the soothing properties, you could definitely use that.
I love this stuff for that. I have large surface area to shave, as you can see, and this cleansing gel is miraculous. It's like, I always tell people it's like liquid silk when you're shaving. Like, you lather this up a little bit, put it on, and I put it on different, and I love this stuff when you're shaving with it. It's amazing. It's my favorite thing I've ever shaved with in my life, and it's treating and cleansing and all at the same time. So
I think it'll make great holiday gifts too for people. Like if we're talking about it now, I mean, I've got a bunch of boys. I'm thinking I got to get this to every one of them for the holidays, get them started right.
Yeah.
And what's really great is we have a value kit that actually comes with the cleanser, the serum, and the moisturizer. So you automatically are saving money by getting the kit together. So, I mean, every guy is going to need this for sure. If they don't have it yet, they're going to need it. And so are you going on to the
in a nice black box? I could even like step away and get the black box, and I put gold to fill in it, and I put all our skincare products, and I give it as a gift from my brother and my dad. So my old school Greek father is like, so Christina, I need after gel. I need after gel, shaving gel. I'm like, Baba, this is your solution. And he used it, and he's like, oh my God, this is the best. This is the best. So
Christina,
I'm telling you, it really works.
Christina and Lee, I have a point of clarification. It came up in the chat, and I didn't even think about it, but it makes a lot of sense. When you are cleansing and using the products in the shower, of course, it's normally a hot shower. So is it true that the steam and the heat helps to activate the ingredients, which actually can make the products even more effective when you use them?
Yeah, it'll actually open up the pores on your face. So the cleanser can actually draw the impurities out a little bit better. But yeah, I mean, I think in the shower is great. It's more convenient, and I feel like people are going to remember to do it if it's right there. But at night, you can just use your fingertips to cleanse, and then you can use like a warm washcloth to remove it. Okay. But yeah, I mean, definitely you can use it in the shower for sure. And now, are you saying we should use our eye, or are we doing
so that's where I'm getting at. So in the shower, like hot steam opens up the pores. So now when you get out of the shower, you definitely want to tone with the new toning pads that we were talking about. And then I always recommend, I know you could do it before or last of your regimen, but I honestly recommend that you use it first, because I know after my eye cream, this is so soothing. It has a cold ball on it, and you do not need a lot of product. And it helps with dark circles. It helps with the circulation. But what a lot of people don't understand, like even with our Lumiere de Vie line, how we have the ball. The reason why we have this is because we want to create circulation. When do we ever create circulation under our eyes so we can reduce that inflammation? We don't do that. The only time we rub under our eyes is if we're tired and whatnot.
Thank you, Lauren.
I think Andrew Weissman went a little heavy on that.
Andrew, you don't have to squeeze that hard, buddy.
You don't need a lot. You don't need a lot.
So let me give you guys a little tip on what I do to apply this. So I will actually squeeze a little bit out on the applicator, and I'll just put a dab there, but then I'll turn my applicator over and use the other side so that I don't accidentally squeeze more out on the skin. And for this eye, for any kind of eye product, you actually want to just go along the bone around your eye socket. You don't want to really get too close to your eye because you don't want it to go into your eye. With the body heat, it will actually spread and go underneath. But you actually won't really see a lot of product on the skin. You just want enough to where this metal will move. And because the metal is coolness is going to help with puffy eyes. So if anyone wakes up and they kind of have like puffy eyes from sleeping, this is perfect to start just kind of rolling underneath. And you can wait until it's absorbed in. You can roll for as long as you want, or just when you feel like if you're in a hurry, just get it on, roll a little bit, and then let it absorb in.
I really love this product. This is my favorite. This is the one that I use the most because I have the puffy eyes, and it really helps tremendously. I can't imagine if I put in the other steps, maybe it'll even work better. So that's going to be
Absolutely,
good.
Dennis.
Yeah.
You look as young as you act, Dennis.
So Lauren just mentioned the idea here. The reason for the ball is not only as an applicator, but also to massage the
In circles underneath.
Feels
the
good.
circular motion.
Yeah, and Andrew, like a lot of women that come to me, and they're like, what?
What's that?
Massage a little bit underneath the eye
Right.
with the tool, and then also go right underneath.
I noticed
the
you went
brow
above
bone,
here.
right underneath the brow bone, because most people forget to put eye cream under the brow bone and right around the crease of their eye, and that's really important because that's where we wrinkle.
Above the,
You know
right,
what I
the
mean?
brow
So
bone.
right
Lauren, you took the words right out of my mouth.
That's where I need it. I mean, I was one of the, because I get the, you know, when I got into the 40s, I started having a little sag going on here in the corners, and I'm like, that's got to go. So I got it right under in here.
So, and I got a little tip for everyone. This is what I do with it. I love the way it feels, obviously, but all kidding aside, is I leave this in the refrigerator in the morning.
Oh,
And then when I put the applicator on, it's extra cold, and it really helps with the puffiness even more, like Dennis was saying. So I don't know if that's recommended, but that's what I do because it makes
Mark, it absolutely.
Mark, that's really fantastic because that's what really helps eliminate puffiness. So when you keep in the refrigerator, which is what Amber always recommends, the same with our ice rollers and our jade rollers, to keep them in the refrigerator. So and our tiger eye rollers, because when you keep them in the refrigerator and they stay cold, all of that does helps reduce the puffiness in the morning. It really does.
excellent. Good. Thank you, Mark, for that. I didn't think of
Yeah.
the refrigerator.
And people are asking the
Lauren, for me, it also it increases the circulation as well.
Yes.
Wow, Mark,
that's a
you're
great
throwing some knowledge there.
Expert over there.
Yes.
All right, so that's our treatment for our eyes. We also have a serum for our face, right? So there is a restoring.
Yes, we do. Not only for women, women are all about serums for their skin. And the serum comes before the cream. But our serum for our men could so be worse for the women too. But this is what's going to help rebuild collagen. It's going to help tighten the skin. And it also helps.
This product here you're referring to, correct?
Yes, the restoring serum. How much did you use, Christina?
I used one pump. And I have so much going on in my face. My husband's gonna love me tonight because I'm so small like a man.
Yeah, I would go more. I think I'd go a little more than one. I just used 4 just then.
Yeah, exactly.
If they,
No.
you know what I mean?
Last more.
Babe, look how much
Is it
one
less?
thing.
Oh yeah, that was nice.
Well,
a
you
nice
can also
generous,
go on your
good
neck and your
job.
décolleté, Andrew. So
Yes.
if you want to.
So guys,
Always work down into your neck. Don't
Yeah.
forget.
so I know
That's where
when
your
I'm
neck is where you see your age the most.
Yes.
That's true.
exactly.
Mark's
And
on-
for the
No.
men that
Is
are
this once a day? Once a day,
Sorry?
twice a day, twice a day.
All of this is twice a day, AM and PM. You can do
AM and
the
PM.
whole regimen, yeah?
Good.
And just reiterating the point Christina was making about a toner, balancing the pH of your skin, that's going to prep your skin to really absorb your serums. If your pH is not balanced, then you're not going to get, maximum absorption from your serums. And you could pair this restoring serum with the Tiger's Eye roller if you fancy. So that sort of does similar benefits to what we were talking about with the eye balm applicator, where, it'll massage, it's cooling. If you get really into the stone, you can look up Tiger's Eye. There's actually lots of different properties in alignment with Tiger's Eye that benefit as well. But look at Dom go there. Except he's using the
And
small
Lisa,
one.
this
and
helps with
he's
the
big
puffy
one.
eyes too, right?
Yes.
Throwing his head.
absolutely.
It'll help with the puffy eyes.
And you
Keep
can
it
put that in
freezer.
the refrigerator as well, Jim. So
freezer.
you can put that in the refrigerator, freezer. We also have an amazing ice roller that you can also use if you feel like you've got some puffiness. So we can use the Tiger's Eye roller after you put the serum on, because that's just going to help that penetrate into the skin a little bit more. And you don't want to put your moisturizer on until your serum is absorbed in to your skin.
So you moisturize, okay, you have to moisturize after the serum.
Yes.
So Tiger's Eye's great for abundance. Just trying to see.
Serum, moisturize.
Yeah, and Andrew, like you could really use a roller to penetrate. Thank you, sweetheart. You could really use a roller to penetrate any skincare product into your skin at any time.
Mm-hmm.
It's not like you have to complete all 7 steps to use the Tiger roller. But
Okay.
what I do have to say, as a licensed medical esthetician, and the success I've been having for the past 2 years, is that when I use the Lumiere de Vie line on the men, and I use the roller, and we use the steps that I've been going over today, their skin is glowing. They feel rejuvenated. They feel like, oh my gosh, like maybe I should be like looking into this, because I really feel a difference with my skin. They feel good about themselves. And that's the key about it. It's about really like getting that confidence back into yourself and back into your skin. And it's good, whether you use 1 step or 2 step or 3 steps, it's about starting somewhere. That's
and Jim alluded to it, these are great Christmas presents. We got Christmas is coming. The other thing is, if any guy tries to balk at the fact, well, I don't have time or whatever, well, more people are having to stay home for COVID, and they have more time to get ready, which again, this isn't taking very long, but when you eliminate the drive into the office and things like that for people who are working at home now, you have that time. And
guys want this. Guys want this right now. I'm telling you, guys want this.
Yeah, they need it.
Talked about doing it in the shower, doesn't take any additional time as well. So
that's been the biggest takeaway. This is going right to the shower. So
the other thing too is, even for guys who did want to use it, but they didn't want to use a product that was for maybe look too feminine, right? This packaging is definitely masculine and it looks great. So no man would have any problem having this on his counter at all. They'd actually look good doing it. It's just, the packaging is beautiful, and it's men. It says men all over it.
And it smells manly too. It smells good. It smells tough.
I was going to comment about the packaging too. I love the branding, and my brother's a good example. Last Christmas, I gifted him the whole collection, and Nick knows my brother and Jason. He's like, all manly men, Marine guy, and he really never did anything with his skin, but I gifted him the system, the value kit that Lee was talking about. And he's so into it. How about it? Like, I see him every few months. He's like, I need more of that stuff. And then I saw him last week, and he said, the guys at my work want to know what I use for skincare because they notice a difference, So now I'm sending them links. So the products work. You have to be consistent. I think, with education is key. So I just wanted to point out that we have this regimen guide. Look at you, Andrew.
Good job, Andrew Weissman.
This is amazing. It's a cheat sheet. It's like a chapter
all the information.
So lots of questions about the order of products. So they're all numbered, and it's visual and it's educational. So all of you as business owners, if you're partnered with us, you have access to that. You can just type in Lumiere de Vie Ohms regimen guide and print it out. And I recommend giving that to your customers as well, so that they understand what order to use the product in.
And we also that's not on franchise, right? Where they just type it in the search? On
the back office, yeah. So it's a support material. It's a free download. So we did cleanse. We talked about toning. We talked about the 2 different treatments. So now we're going to roll into moisturizing, which is the last step we have.
Yes, it is. I actually put in my box for my holiday gift to Bobby. So the last is our Aloe Cream, which is perfect because most men have more of an oily skin type, And this is such a light moisturizer. Men don't like to put a moisturizer on and feel like it's oily or, you know, like they can't like move it around. So this hydrating aloe cream is.
Show them how much you're using too, just so they can see.
I have such a heavy hand, and I just put one little dab in there, and I put way too much, and you could see that. Oh my gosh.
That's all you need. You don't really need a lot because
knows. He did say earlier, less is more, and you were right about that, Jason.
Very nice.
Because if it's too much, you guys, if you use too much product, whether it's serums, moisturizers, it can start to build up, and then it will start to sort of peel off your skin, and then people think that it's not working properly.
Absolutely. The thing is, Lisa, we're so used to all these other lines where you have to glob on products. And you don't have to do that. We're so concentrated. You do, and it lasts a long time. Oh my God.
I love your idea, Lisa, because obviously it's a great gift. Just the whole set, I think, is a fantastic, great stocking stuffer.
Yeah.
But I love the idea of including the flyer, the information, the instructions and the steps along with it. You know, that's a great.
Hey, Andrew, a couple of things just to hitchhike on you.
Yeah.
Again, I'm not, just simple, but again, for men, I'd recommend putting it on this part of your hand because you tend to put less, because like, what?
On your fingertips, yeah.
Exactly, than you would put on your hand. Then you pat it. You want to follow me, Andrew?
It goes a long way. It goes a long way.
Can I just make a motion that I think more meetings should include this? I mean, this is the most refreshed I've ever felt in a meeting.
And I wanted to also piggyback on your flyer, Lisa. We also have a face chart that shows you how to roll with the Tiger's Eye roller. So if you're going to gift them that, I would also throw that in, because you actually want to kind of go away from the center of your face when you roll. And you don't have to really press that hard either. So you can kind of teach people how to do that. But from what I've found, and I don't know if you guys can kind of, you know, tell me if this is true, but as men like realize they want to start using skincare, they don't really know what to use. And so that's where we come in to kind of guide them, like, yes, there is a difference, and this is the order, and this is how you do it, because they don't know, and they don't really know what to even choose when they go to the store. So, you know, we can teach them about quality products and then how to use them, because even if they just purchase something from somewhere, they don't know how. And that's really the big thing.
Well said.
Absolutely. And Lee, I have to say, like, if men really get their hands on these rollers, like the ice roller, the Tiger's roller, like the stress that they go through throughout the day, like just to take a moment and to like push it on the right spots. And then to like understand that if you just go right down the neck for lymphatic drainage, like it's just, there's so many multiple like capabilities from just this Tiger's roll.
And the ice roller is great for sore muscles.
Yeah.
So if you work out and you have sore muscles, that is excellent to use. You can use it if you kind of have a little bit of a headache, can roll that on your neck a little bit. So they have a lot more uses than just for the face. And I actually love the men's ice roller because it is more of that metal kind of cooling, soothing material on it.
Can you explain what lymphatic drainage is?
Sure. Christina, do you want to explain that?
Sure. So basically it takes, our body is made of fluids, and it takes all the fluids and all the congestion and all the fluids that go on with our sinuses and within our lymphatic drainage system in our face, and you're just basically taking it and just lifting it up, and then just pushing it out. So then it turns it into acid, and then you urinate it out of your body.
So your lymphatic system actually doesn't have a pump. So the way that it works is by us moving with exercise, massage, or doing things like this to help kind of push those fluids out. So actually, if you do that enough, you will probably swallow because you're pushing that fluid out. So you actually want to do that. So if you get a lot of puffiness, like if you wake up, when you're laying down at night, all of that fluid is kind of cooling there. So when you wake up in the morning and you're actually pushing that fluid from underneath that eye area out and into your lymphatic system.
That's excellent to know. Dennis, you talked about being puffy earlier. That might be the solution. What?
You can see I'm more red, and that's just because I'm like relieving all the fluids out of my system, and it feels so good.
How do you like it? How do people like it when they say you look good today? Something looks, I mean, we all do. I mean, so, you know, it's time to get in the game.
A compliment can change your day.
Yeah.
That's right.
So if you're kind of wondering, like, when should I use what roller? What I like to do is I like to actually use the jade roller or the tiger's eye roller at night. And I like to use the ice roller in the morning, because that's usually when we have more of that puffiness. You can use them both. You can use the tiger's eye after your serum, the ice roller after your moisturizer. Like, there's no really wrong way to do that. But once you start, it feels so good. Like, you can't really go a day without doing it.
So Lee, as an esthetician, I don't only do facials. So when I do facials, I definitely use the jade roller for the women and the tiger's eye for the men. But I use the bigger rollers on the body after I do body slimming treatments. And they love it. It just like releases all the toxins out of their system, and they love it in that way too. So
Let me if I can interject something very quickly here, because Lauren just gave me a quick tutorial, and I thought it was beneficial. So Lauren, I'm going to show everybody the proper technique from a.
The small one under your eyes out.
So the under the eye out like this.
Yeah, you got to
Okay.
go up.
The most important thing is that when you're doing down here around the nose and the neck is to flip it.
Flip it.
So go from the nose in a diagonal down. That's
Down.
the lymphatic system.
Lymphatic
of the body,
down,
because
right.
You're pulling all that fluid out. You don't want to leave the fluid in.
Right.
So if you don't pull down, you're not getting the fluid out. So you got to pull down there. Then when you go from the ear, turn it sideways, and
Okay.
go diagonal down. So now pull it down on the neck. Pull it down on the neck. So now, see, you're getting all that fluid moving, and you'll start.
There you go.
Almost like a Z.
But if you move it just upwards, you're not moving the fluid out. You want to move the fluid out and down.
Out and down. Good. Thank you for that. But seriously, exactly.
Yeah. Now, when I roll to roll, I can roll upwards. But when I'm rolling to move fluid out of my face, I'm rolling it out, and I'm rolling
Out
it
and down. Out and down. Good.
And that's really important. Most people get it wrong. It's not about just rolling it up. You're rolling it up when you want to try to plump up your face, but you're rolling it down when you have too much fluid stuck in your face, and it's always from the nose diagonal down, from the bottom of the ear diagonal down.
Excellent. No, seriously, I never knew that.
Yeah. And I like what she said earlier. We should just make this part of our meetings now. Like you get on a meeting and you just start rolling.
What's that?
It relieves a lot of stress, guys. It really does.
So now that we did the moisturizer, we do have one more product that we want to talk about, and this is the Conditioning Beard Elixir. So I have to say, like, this is obviously for men's facial hair, but those of you that grow facial hair, a lot of times men will get dry skin underneath their facial hair. This has some amazing things in it that will help moisturize the skin underneath your beard, but it will also help condition your beard hair so it's a little bit silkier, not as coarse. I don't know about you guys, but I don't want to rub up against, my man that has like a coarse beard. So you guys want it to feel a little bit softer, but it's also great to put in your hair. And Lauren actually mentioned this earlier. So you actually don't need much at all. And the reason why we call it a beard elixir is because it's not really like oily like a lot of beard oils are. It does have enough to condition without feeling really oily on the beard. So those of you that are afraid of that, you won't feel that way. So I see Mark kind of working it in. Nick's working it in. I'm going to work it into my hair a little bit too.
Yeah, Nick, you got quite the impressive beard there.
I put my hair already. I think it works amazingly.
There's several beards. Yeah.
Several beards.
Which is great.
Andrew would love to be able to do this. He just can't grow a beard.
Okay. Well, Lauren just gave me, and it's true, obviously you guys have beards, but she just says also a great benefit to this product is if you have some, coarse hair, which is what I'm doing, I'm putting it in my hair, which is
works amazing.
And it's for thicker hair, but look how nice it looks. Rather than using the gel, I can use this.
Right. exactly.
You know.
And you warm it in your hands first.
Your Albert Einstein flyaways, Andrew.
Yeah, yeah. You rub it in your hands first to warm it up.
And Andrew,
You did
women,
look like Einstein.
Like
and
this.
Andrew, women
Especially
You look like Einstein a little bit, Andrew.
Yeah.
So what Andrew's
like the,
doing is he's putting the product
I put it
in
in.
his hand first and he's warming it up in his hands.
Right.
And he's warming it to activate the ingredients. So once he warms it and
This
activates
technique.
the ingredients, then he can just put it right here on the side.
Mhm.
And that already looks better than the way you had it.
Wow.
And it's not so heavy like the gel. Do you
Right.
notice
It
that?
actually is lighter. Yeah, it's
It's
lighter.
actually
It's nice.
lighter and it looks really nice.
But Andrew, it also, and Lauren, it also works awesome, just like argan oil for women's hair. It's used the same exact way. So we've had a lot of success. with
benefit.
it. Now
I
we're-
wouldn't have thought of using this in my hair. I mean, I just thought, I don't have a beard, so I don't use it, but that's a good.
Yeah, it's a good
That
point.
was amazing.
People like products that have multiple benefits,
Right.
especially men that are just keeping things kind of simple. So
And I mean, I don't even feel, my hands aren't even oily. It just feels really
That's
hydrating.
nice.
You have to wash your hands usually.
So we're expecting we can pre-order now the scrub as well as
The toning pads.
the toner pad.
Yeah.
The toning
So
pad.
Dennis, you get, obviously you look fantastic. You put it in the beard, but you can also, Lauren's is saying, you can also use it in your hair as well.
I use some because I do got wings. I get flyaways there. So
You just warm it up, put it on the top, and you all good, babe.
You look even better.
in the chat, I know Christine has been putting links right there. Oh, you're on the same wavelength, sister. So if you'd like to pre-order the scrub and the toner, the link just went in the chat. Like Mark said earlier, since we started doing these pre-orders, more often than not, they're selling out. So I wouldn't wait on that. You'll get yours shipped before anybody else. Obviously, the rest of the collection that we went through is on this regimen guide that we mentioned. I'm going to encourage everybody to follow us on social media for skincare. So Christine, if you want to put the handle there, because I think what we can do after tonight is give you some visuals on what Lee was talking about with rolling, how to use the roller, maybe how much product to use. And again, like Mark said, put it on your fingertips, not in the palm of your hand. That's going to absorb all your product. So just your fingertips. And we'll just kind of keep it rolling and give you some ongoing education as we always do on our social channels. But, you know, we can wrap up, I guess, with some questions. Go ahead, Mark.
No, I just want to make a comment. I don't know if unfranchised owners know this enough, but we added a feature. I'm sure you guys do on unfranchised. When you search, you probably can't see my phone. It's like lighting up or it looks like a saber. But when you do a search for any product on unfranchised, so like if you were searching for Lumiere right now on unfranchised, obviously you're going to get a product search. You're going to get products in the search. But on every search that you do now, we added a tab in there called resources. And this is sort of just the beginning of it. We're really going to add to it, but there's 35 different resources that we have on Lumiere DV. And you talked about the handout before. That was the second thing. But you can go to resources when you do a product search, whether it be Lumiere, whatever it may be, and the resources gives you a plethora of handouts that are free and everything that you can use to help sell the product or how to use the product. In this case, like I said, the second thing that came up on it was this, the handout that you were talking about, you know, that, so I just wanted to reemphasize that to people because it's a great additional feature that goes along within the product search that people can just print out at their leisure at no cost.
Mark, that is so powerful. Yesterday, I just really actually learned about that. I think when the entire field understands how much faster it's going to be by just going to putting in the first part of the product and then go to resources, it's amazing because you go to support materials, you know, but the bottom line is this is so much faster.
And Dennis, where it was before, it was so hard to find it. You know, it's like there's so much stuff in there. Well, this uses that same search algorithm as the products. Right. One of the things we're trying to figure out is how we can sort of mesh those two things together. But we don't want to mess up the product search, right? Because we want, you know, people to get the BV and buy the product. But really want to emphasize that resource section. It just comes up on any search result that you have, and it tells you the number of them, and it's free to for franchise owners to use at their disposal.
Awesome.
I do think it's the easiest way to find what you're looking for, because you can just type in the search and click that tab. It's awesome. The
Yeah.
other thing that we should mention, and Dennis, I know you were talking about this a lot recently, is when you go to add a review on Unfranchise, so I'm gonna ask everyone to do that for us, for all of you. If you leave a review on Unfranchise, you can add a picture to it, which is super cool. So if any of you are applying it and you want to take a picture, you have to do that on Unfranchise. You could also leave reviews on the website, but we don't have that feature there quite yet as far as adding a picture. But we can always use more reviews on products. We all know it helps us in a buying decision. It helps our customers, of course. So that would be another great action item following tonight.
Agreed. Good call.
That's
And
great.
just so you know, Lisa, anyone who ever leaves a review with the company, whether, I mean, 95% of them are great. But anytime anyone, a customer, one of your customers or a UFO leaves a review, we respond to each and every one of them, every single one of those reviews.
Impressive.
Everyone.
Yeah, and just, I know you may be taking a few questions, but I just wanted Mark, if you could mention, I know we're talking skincare here, but we're also talking about men. And so I wanted to just, Mark, for you to mention for 1 second, because I know you and Jared both are such a big proponent of the Fix Thickening Shampoo. And I think that's really important because our men don't know about what it really does. And I know it's a product that you and Jared both actually live out. And since we've gotten it, organal thickening conditioner, for those of the men out there, right, Mark, who have had, or women too, because women have a lot of thinning hair. I think that product, that shampoo is so special. And I just wanted you to touch on that because we do have a lot of men online.
Yes.
Yeah, I never go anywhere without that product. And, you know, it definitely thickens my hair without a question. That's my biggest pet peeve in my life is my hair. I hate it. And it thickens my hair without any question. It is, it's just a product I never go without. No matter where I travel, international, domestic, it doesn't matter. I have to take it with me. The other thing I love about that product is because I get up at 4 in the morning, I don't have a lot of time to you know, I got to get going. I don't have to shampoo, let that go. Then I got to go and put the conditioner in and wait minutes for it to sit in. This works as both. So I can literally just go in there and it's half the time I'd have to use it. And I don't have to buy 2 products. I buy 1. And so it's really, I can't say enough about that product. I mean, and you know, a lot of men have problems with thinning hair, and unfortunately some women do as well.
I bring it up. Obviously your hair's definitely gotten much thicker. We can all see that, but I think it's so important because it's what we've talked about since, I don't know, the last 3 months when we started talking about 28 days of skin and 28 days of health. It's about people being consistent with the product, right?
Mm-hmm.
So you can use the thickening shampoo and conditioner once or twice and maybe you won't see the result, but it's about committing to the use of a product day after day, day after day, right. And you will see the result. You will not see the result if you don't do and use the product on a daily basis. And that's one of the big things that I did with Lisa and Lee and Andrew and Deidre with the 28-day challenge, Mark, is getting people to commit to whether they bought the product from us or they haven't bought the product from us. You may have a product from us that you've bought and never used before at all. It's about committing to the daily use of a product where you can really see the difference and make a difference in your skin, your hair, your body, those type of things that you really want to see. Because it's so easy to say, yeah, I tried it, it didn't work. Unless you try it consistently.
Thank you for saying that.
Unless you've tried something consistently, right? Yeah. Lee and Lisa and I have really experienced this. Unless you've tried something consistently, Dennis, you know this too, and Mark, you know this as somebody who trains constantly. Unless you've given something 30 full days, you haven't made a habit out of it.
Right.
And that's why the 28-day challenge works. And so that's what we're asking you guys to do something, to reach in and say, you know what, I have these products in my cabinet. I haven't used them. Or, you know what, Mark, I'll commit to getting a new product and add it to my regimen every week or every month from the company and try something new that I've never tried before. And that's what we're asking you guys to do, not for us, for you. for you to see a big difference and for you to experience what it's like to go through the 28-day challenge with us.
It's been phenomenal. I personally have added several products to the 28 days of
Yes.
skin, and I've experienced a difference as well. I mean, I'm a huge product of the product. I use so many supplements of our product, but I've used a few of the skincare products, but I added to it.
Yeah, and I've
during
seen
this
you do
time
it. And
frame.
I think that's what it's about. And Mark, you know, we have this conversation just about customers. And Dennis, this is one of the things that frustrates you. People will buy something, but they won't be consistent with it.
Right.
So, you know, of course, I've talked to you guys about what we're doing. We're going to be wrapping up the 28 days of health very soon. We're going to be launching, of course, very soon in the next few weeks, what we're doing with the 28 days of weight loss fitness goals, which Dennis and I are really excited about to get people ready for the new year, right?
Big.
Getting people really geared up. We have some phenomenal things. We're going to be doing recipes weekly, weigh-ins weekly. I'm going to be doing the weight loss with you guys. We're going to be committed to doing it as a team. So it's really exciting because we're all in this together, right? This isn't,
Yes.
I committed to you guys yesterday by sharing the dirty secret a few days ago that I just stopped smoking. I'm on day 29. After smoking since I'm 15 years old. It's horrible. So I'm really going through it, and I'm committed, and I'm more committed than ever. But when you stop smoking, you eat all the time, anything you can find, anything you can see. And so I'm going through that. I can't wait to do this challenge with Dennis. I can't wait to get some of those tips from Dennis. I remember when, and I'm doing this because I know you guys are wrapping up, and I really want to give a big push for what we're doing next.
Yes.
And I really want people to understand what this call is about tonight. It's not just about this Zoom that we're doing together. There's a much bigger picture. It's about your customers. It's about your preferred customers. It's about your friends, your family that you haven't introduced the products to. These Zooms are open for everybody. And you can get your customers online and get them learning about the products that you're afraid to talk about. The ones that you have Mark telling you about on stage at convention, you get to hear it from us. One of the first times I ever ran in my life, it's true, Dennis will smile at this, is when he took me on the boardwalk in Miami, and he said, babe, I want you to run with me this mile. I thought I would never make it, but he gave me the tip to put my arms out in front of me. Do you remember, Dennis?
Right.
And, and I made it. And so one of the things that we're going to experience together in the 28 days of weight loss and our fitness goals is to literally do it together. You're not going to be alone. That's what we're doing with the 28 days of health. And people are seeing a tremendous difference, right?
They certainly are. It's been, both have been phenomenal.
So the fact that you have access, like Mark Ashley told me, people can't access doctors, you know, healthcare questions right now. We're giving you access to Deidre. You know, you have access to Deidre. She's on every night. It's remarkable. The fact that you have people like Lisa and Lee walking you through the 28 days of skin like we did, and you can watch it on replay and do it again with your customers. The fact that Dennis and his team and myself are going to be doing the weekly weigh-ins, doing the recipes with you. The whole reason for the 28-day challenge is to get you on board with us. And don't let me hear you leaders say, hey, we don't need to do it. Everybody should be doing this.
Agreed.
You should be committing to do this with you and your team. This is about doing and being a leader by example. And that's by saying, okay, you know what? If I never tried the retinol before, if I never tried the vitamin serum before, you know what, Jim, I'm going to get it. Why? Because I want to lead by example and have the right thing in front of me, and I want to work with my team. Exactly, Nick. The whole idea is that you want to have something that you can count and say, this is the new product I've added to my regimen. And it's like Mark said, it's not relying on the old, it's about being consistent. And we talk about this at every event. You know, it's about being consistent with those results. And, you know, that's the way to make it in business. That's the way to see a result when it comes to losing weight. That's the way to see a result when it comes to your skin. And this is the way to bring your customers on board when you're afraid to answer questions about how the product works, but get all your questions answered. And I did that all without a breath.
Well done.
So there
Well
you go.
said.
You know, and Loren, the best thing with what we did today, if we put this out and it's in our shower and it's out and we use it, all of us know what happens. The minute we're using things, we talk about them a lot easier. It's much easier to market, to talk about, but we got to make the commitment, have it out there so we see it right while we're doing everything.
And
Exactly.
this might add medical.
And don't forget to share the results. It's so important to share the results online using the hashtags, not just on our group pages, but on your page. That's how you will get new customers.
Exactly.
Dennis and I are really committed to people really using the hashtags, putting it on your page. I've had so many people tell Andrew and I that they've had more new customers than they've ever had before. More
That's
customers have committed to buying a new product that they never bought before because they said, you know what, I'm going to commit to 28 days with it. Once they do, they'll never go back, guys.
Right.
And so
we do enable customers, for everyone, just so you know, we do enable customers to pre-order the products as well, just so everyone knows, on shop.com and on all the websites, just as an FYI to let you all know.
And Lauren, I think people like being part of a community, you know, especially now more than ever. So having these 28-day challenges where we're gathering, whether it's daily or weekly, it's so important just to have like a check-in where you can see your friends. And you guys can do this on your own with your own customers also, you know?
Yeah. But like Lauren, Lisa, if I just like last thing I want to say, it's not even about commitment. It's about cellular turnover. You cannot see a difference with any skincare product or any health and nutrition product unless you're using it for 28 days. And that's why people need to be committed. It can't be like on something and use it for a week and be like, oh, it's not helping. No, you need to be on something
for a habit.
Yeah. And it really comes down to what JR says, what we all say at the events. You really have to commit to doing, you know, the no trial run, the no decision close. All of those things to be successful at the business takes 28 days of commitment, right? So you have to commit that time. And the bottom line is these challenges help you get there. You get to bring your customers along. You gain new customers for it. And because of it, Dennis will tell you your business will grow.
Everybody that participates, their business grows.
And Dennis, I know you're fired up. Is there anything you want to say about what we're getting ready to do? I know you put a lot of effort into it.
Absolutely. The first thing is I want to thank you for bringing us together and talking about men's skincare. That's so important. And I'm now committed. I've got all of my products ready to go here into the shower. The second thing is what's coming up, what the decision has been moving forward to take thousands of people into the new year feeling good with 28 days of weight loss. It's going to be fun. Every day we'll be bringing you something, and then every Wednesday we'll have a celebration based on our success and going from day to day. The Transitions Lifestyle is about you, your life, getting the results and the quality of life you look for. Lauren, I'm fired up to go side by side with the girl. Woo!
Me too. I'm excited too.
Give him a little DJ.
It'll be great.
And I know, Mark, you're very happy about how these 28-day challenges have worked out. I know a lot of people have been able to get sell a lot more product just within their own organization. Yeah,
I mean, people have just been, I think more than anything, there's no question. It's ramped up. I look at commissions. I look at what unfranchised owners are making. That's the bottom line for me. That tells everything. But I think you guys have you've exposed products to people that we have so many great products and you've been able to expose them. I mean, it's a little bit more analogous to like when COVID really hit, a product that it's off the topic, but not really. But one of the products I think has been one of our best products we've ever had that no one even knows about is Clear Shield.
Yeah.
So here comes COVID. Here comes people need to have protectants for their hand. It's an invisible glove. We couldn't sell enough. We couldn't keep it in stock fast enough because and then people tried it because they had to. And Dennis, you know, it's an incredible product. I mean, I'm just using that as an example, but no one ever tried it. No one ever, it was.
Mark, I'm sorry. I'm like jumping out of my skin. As an esthetician, people should be putting Clear Shield over their skincare, right over their mouths, around this area, and they will not have mask acne. Trust me, they will not have mask acne. Yeah. So it's like.
That's great.
Yeah, I mean, just you're exposing products to people. I mean, there's not a product in our line that's not a great product. That doesn't have the science. It doesn't have all the clinicals to back it up. And that's just not health and nutrition. That's skincare, of course. And
100%. And the fact that these Zooms, Mark, I think give us, like, you know, we can't survive without human touch. It's essential for daily living, right? But these
Connectivity.
Zooms really change it. At least it gives us a personal one-on-one connection with people, and has really changed things. And we've been so committed to doing it, I know, for the last 3 months, really since March. But even more so, we've really ramped it up, where we have these dailies on Facebook Live, and then of course these Monday and Wednesday nights with Zoom with the team, which have been remarkable. And the before and after results. And I know, Mark, you know that, like, we're using some of these images of these people who had tremendous results just from skincare and the 28 days of health in our email campaigns, because the difference is remarkable. So it's really great for everybody to participate.
Everybody benefits.
Totally. 100%. I think it's
Well,
incredible.
Lisa and Lee, naturally, you guys are superstars and have done such a great job carrying this. The last 3 weeks, I wasn't able to be with you because I had to go off the grid, but you guys have been amazing, remarkable. I feel like I'm coming back to life again, and I'm going to be back again, of course, the end of the week. That's my commitment to myself. But then I was excited to jump, even though I'm still under the radar a little bit, trying to get through this phase with throwing, bricks and stuff at people and breaking windows as you're recovering. You feel like an addict in recovery, but
You got it, Lauren, though. You've got this. You're doing great. And
I'm so proud of
I'm
Lee.
glad you got that out of your system before I see you on Thursday.
I know. I'm almost there, but I'm really proud of Lisa and Lee, because you guys have really carried the ball with me on this 28 days. And I think you guys see the value and what it's added to people's lives. And I think, bringing men into the fold with skincare is just, the other part that we were missing that's so important. I want you guys to talk about it. I want you guys to share it. And one of the things I know the guys would like to see mostly, our corporate team who's on here tonight, who really have no time to get away, but made the time to be on here this evening, is they want you to share, men, your before and afters online, Facebook, using the hashtag. That's really important. If you could be sharing the 28 days of skin, working with the Lumiere de Vie Homes product line, that would make everybody super happy, because I know Dennis and Mark and Jim and Don will be looking out for those things. Andrew Chi was going to be pushing people to do the same thing in Canada. That's really important. We want to see you guys sharing this and pushing this out. It's not about just you. It's the commitment to your organization, right? The commitment to lead, the commitment to do it.
Amen.
Well, and here's the thing, we want more content to push out there so everyone can see. So make sure you tag Lumiere de Vie and encourage your team. Those that weren't on this will be on replay on YouTube tomorrow. You can also watch the replay on the Lumiere de Vie Facebook channel, as well as Motives Cosmetics channel. Have people watch it, but the 28 days is just to get you in the habit, and then you got to keep on going with it and keep sharing your results. Encourage your customers to share their results, because I don't know about you, but I want to see real people, right? It's all about real people, real results. And so we need all of you to do that. And Christine is excited to share all of your content on the channels. So make sure you keep tagging us in it, and we'll keep sharing it. And more people will want to get involved and jump on board. And it just leads into the next. Leads into the new TLS challenge, the health challenge. It should just be things we're doing, right? So we're all ramping up and getting ready. So thank you guys so much for being with us tonight. And we will be here next week. We're going to be going back to kind of makeup, but we're going to be talking about how you can frame your face, how to contour, how to highlight, how to add a little blush. So I don't know if you guys are going to want to join us for that, but make sure you invite
your lady friends, though.
Yeah.
Invite your customers.
The only guy I can think of on this call would be Weissman, but I'll support for sure.
Hey, seriously, guys, use these things we're doing with your customers. Like, I sent out our MA Healthy Living, the Facebook link to every customer I have. And I said, hey, get free information about nutrition and learn. And I'm going to send this out tomorrow to all my customers and say, hey, take a look. If you're looking for healthy skin for your men, this is something you should look at. But, when we give value to our customers, we get so much more back. So the company's doing so many great things. And thank you, Lee and Lisa and Lauren, for this. Put it together and get it out to them and increase that share of customer we always talk about.
Excellent.
Excellent.
Yeah. And you can always, I don't mean, sorry, I talk a lot, but like stuff like this, you can bundle it, Jim, when you're sending it out with, ever since, Black Friday, we're 20% off just using MasterCard, 20% off
Wow.
off the site using MasterCard, tie it with that. It's even still running now. You know, those kind of things as well, you know,
Yeah,
that
you're so right, Mark. And sometimes, you know, the company is so good at promoting it. We always do a good job. But as a lot of you know, our customers will listen to us sometimes. So we got to take that extra effort to send that out and put that out to them. And if we do that in combination with what the company is doing, you can increase your BV tremendously, which will increase your commissions, and you'll help a lot of customers.
100%.
Exactly. Well said.
100%.
Well said.
And there's still time to get the palettes we're featuring. We just launched 3 new palettes. We have one for contour, one for highlight, and one for blush. So your clients or your customers can get those, follow along with us. We'll upgrade, you know, certain people to panelists too, so we can have fun again this way. But yeah, it's all for your clients, for your team, for you to learn how to retail these products, how to use them. And so thank you guys for being here. I really thought this was awesome. You guys made it so much fun.
You guys were awesome.
Appreciate it. Thank you very much.
See
Good night.
y'all.
Stay safe and
Thank you.
healthy.